This is for the vacant Welterweight Championship belt. We're gonna bring him in, folks. Let me get the Capo in here. Joe Gigliotti.
Gigliotti, Capo at 175. Catch weight for the Welterweight Championship against Raylen Davis. Gigliotti, just 21 years of age, fighting out of Power MMA and Fitness. You see head coach Aaron Simpson there with Muay Thai coach Danny Brandt. There's Ryan Bader as well. Gigliotti, one of the top prospects around, Jamie, at 5'11". He weighed in a little over 170. He was 3-0 as an AMI, 2-0 as a pro out of Cleveland, Ohio, and now Power MMA and Fitness.
Tough dude at a tough camp. I mean, Power MMA, they have all the big guys, pretty much. Like, the lab has a lot of the little guys. Power MMA is known for having big guys. You see Ryan Bader in his corner, Aaron Simpson, Ryan Jimmo is also there, as well as CB Dalloway. So he's got a lot of training partners, a lot of good guys at that next level. And like I said before, iron sharpens iron. I'm real excited to see this fight tonight.
Aaron Beast Mode Brown, one of his teammates as well.
Raylen Davis to the cage.
Take a look at the tail of the tape as Davis comes out. Raylen Davis at 24, 6 feet, 170, 1-0, 2008 Michigan State champion wrestler, a D1 collegiate wrestler. So we have Michigan against Ohio, so we know it's going to be a fight.
Oh, yeah.
Both guys training out of Arizona, and we have Power MMA against Arizona Combat Sports. No love lost there. Aaron Simpson matching up against Trevor Lally, Bader and Brandt, Todd Lally. I mean, what more could we ask for, Jamie, in a title fight right here at Rage in the Cage 174?
I'm real excited for this fight. I've had the pleasure of training with Raylen Davis for a long time. He was one of my good training partners. I remember his first day in the gym. He was just a wrestler. And like I said before, Arizona Combat Sports turns wrestlers into strikers. This guy's one of the most explosive guys I've ever had the pleasure of training with. He's a good fighter. He actually weighed 170. He's given up 10 pounds to Joe Capo Gigliotti. So I hopefully that weight doesn't make that big of a difference. But he's in for a tough fight. Both guys come from great gyms. Both look like physical specimens. And you know, we got Central Michigan University going against Cleveland.
Wow. Michigan against Ohio, like we said, that's always going to be a fight. And I swear I'm looking forward to this one. I've been looking forward to this one for a while. I've seen Joe train enough times. I know how tough he is, a very good wrestler. Also mixing in the other skills as well. And then you mentioned Raylen Davis, but you know, you see a lot of talk, chatter on social media within the fight community. This seemed to be the fight on this card that most of the fighters around here were looking forward to the most.
Yeah, I'm really excited. Out of all these fights on this card, which this is a great card, this card is stacked. But Raylen Davis is a true prospect. So is Joe Capo. Like this is going to be a great fight. Both guys come from great camps, and this is a good test for both opponents, for both fighters. I really like Raylen, man. That guy, he hits hard. He's a good wrestler, but this will be a test. He's never fought a guy this tough before.
Ray Stafford, the boxing coach now at Power MMA. Jose Benavides left there and went to your gym, Impact MMA. There's a look at Jose Palencia Jr. in the corner of Raylen Davis. Here's Rick Reyes.
Fighting out of the red corner. Black trunks with red trim. He is 5'11" tall, 180 pounds. Hailing from my hometown of Cleveland, Ohio, but fighting out of Power MMA, he has a record of 2 wins, no losses in the professional category. He is Joe Capo Gigliotti. Gigliotti. On my right, fighting out of the red corner, he is sponsored by Caliente Graphics and Design, wearing black trunks with gray trim. He is 6 feet tall, 170 pounds, coming to us from Tempe, Arizona, where he fights out of Arizona Combat Sports. He has a professional record of 1 win, no losses. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Raylen Davis. Chris Flores is our third man in the cage, and he is going to bring them forward for their instructions.
All right, gentlemen, we went over the instructions in the back. I want a good, clean fight. Listen to my instructions at all times. Touch them up now. Come out at the bell.
All right, Jim Grieshaber, Jamie Varner. This one's going to be a beauty for the Welterweight Championship here at Rage in the Cage 174. Joe Capo Gigliotti out of the red corner in the black trunks trimmed with red. And Raylen Davis in the black trimmed in gray fighting out of the blue corner. The strap on the line, two gyms, very much rivals. Two up-and-coming fighters with a lot of talent, Jamie Varner.
Yeah, I mean, I just heard Trevor Lally was complaining that Joe Gigliotti missed weight by 10 pounds. He weighed in yesterday. It's supposed to be a tough fight at 170. He missed weight by 10 pounds. He weighed in 180. Like a true professional, Raylen came in, made weight, did what he had to do. I really don't see much of a size difference when I saw them face off at the end, or I mean at the beginning. So we'll see. But 10 pounds is kind of a big when it comes to weight.
What the holdup is.
What is going on here?
AC Experts, Max Muscle Temping, of course, Triad Diagnostic Clinic, walk-up fight gear, the fine folks at Destination Scuba. Make sure you go there. They've got a diving tank. They got all sorts of stuff. Make sure you get in there. The folks at Go Bean, Disciple Tattoo, which is right behind me, the banner. Integrated Hair Solutions, and of course, the folks with Cutting Edge 4x4. We also want to thank the folks at 98 KU PD. Here we go, round one.
There's Raylen Davis getting ready to charge out at Gigliotti for number one, and the Welterweight Championship matchup is underway here at Rage in the Cage 174. Davis tries a head kick, very quick in on Gigliotti. Gigliotti's going to try to the ground, Varner any way that he can. Davis is going to want to keep it standing as long as possible.
You know, Raylen, I'm noticing his stance. He's got a real low, wide stance, a little bit more sideways. So I think maybe he respects the power and the red of Joe Gigliotti, just trying to limit him to just a single leg. And Raylen obviously isn't worried about the kicks here. He's just looking for that jab off that sideways stance. But he's pressed. This is where you're going to see the wrestling abilities of both guys. Wrestling battle here, get the fight on the mat. I don't see it lasting too long, but that was a nice uppercut. Like I said, Raylen hits extremely hard. He got a nap. Oh, walked right into a double leg.
Gigliotti almost snapped that leg.
Almost. Damn. That knee was, oh, jeez.
Gigliotti's in trouble.
He is.
Oh, big time trouble. Raining down blows on him. Hit him hard a few times there.
Yes. Those were some nice uppercuts. Raylen, like I told you before, he hits extremely hard. He's got strong legs, great wrestling. This is the fight of the night. I wanted to see you guys very close as far as skill and ability. Both extremely tough. Raylen doing a good job mixing up the takedowns with the boxing.
What a fight here in round number one. Only 10, big knee from Davis. Gigliotti finally gets him with a single leg and has him down with the back mount. Gigliotti going ground and pound here.
But Raylen working his way up. Raylen eating some punches.
Doesn't look like he's hurt though.
Nah, you know what? Those were just like pitter-patter. Those are arm punches. He didn't have his body behind him. But this is a pretty furious pace of these guys. This is not easy. Maintaining this pace for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, even 15, that's tough. These guys are in great shape. Both of them are extremely good wrestlers, and they both are, like I said, this is a very close fight.
Gigliotti and Davis getting after it at the 2.5 minute mark of round number one. Gigliotti appears to have turned the tides a little bit here.
Very evenly matched up. Nice kick from Raylen. Big, strong legs.
Gigliotti knows he's in a fight now. Look at the blood coming out of that nose.
Nice. Putting it together, kind of reaching. You can see these guys are starting to fatigue. The pace is definitely slowed down. They kind of went at it. Now this is where experience is going to come into play here. Let's see who knows how to conserve their energy and make this fight, like, or at least prepare to go 15 minutes.
5-minute rounds for the welterweight title. Gigliotti now trying to take the back again, gets flipped over on his head. And now he's trying to hit that rear naked underneath, but he can't get the arm around the throat. Oh, look, he's got it in there now. No, Gigliotti's got Davis in that rear naked choke.
He's got the choke.
Locked in.
Yes.
Davis able to get away. And now he reverses it on Gigliotti.
Now he's got the rear naked.
Gigliott's in trouble up a cage, but he's got that arm in. Blood pouring out of the nose of Joe Gigliotti. What a fight so far.
Great, crazy turn of events. So far, this is the fight of the night. This is what the fans paid $30 a ticket for to come and see. Two guys mixing it up, back and forth battle. This is what MMA is all about. This fight already.
Two up-and-coming welterweights, Joe Gigliotti and Raylen Davis.
You know, both these guys have bright futures, super tough. It's a real competitive matchup. Like I said, they are so evenly matched on paper. Both strong wrestlers, both at great gyms, tough gyms, good training partners. But like I said earlier, Joe didn't make weight, man. I don't know how this fight is still a title fight with him not making weight.
Gigliotti back on top now. Fourth in round number one as Gigliotti rains down blows on Davis. Not that hard of punches, but he's hitting them.
Some of those punches were missing. Raylen was doing a good job kind of guiding those. But Raylen needs to get off the mat. He needs to get off his back. He needs to get back on his feet as soon as possible.
Very close to the end of what has been an explosive round number one between Joe Capo Gigliotti and Raylen Davis in this welterweight championship matchup here at Rage in the Cage 174. Inside of 10 seconds remaining in the round, Gigliotti maintaining top position, continuing to hit Raylen Davis as the bell hits and the round comes to an end. Jamie Varner, what a round, the crowd on their feet here at Celebrity Theater.
I hate to be a judge right now because how do you judge that round? I mean, they were both back and forth. I don't even know how do you judge that round. I like Raylen in the beginning of the fight, then Joe pulled through, ended up on top. You know, I'm probably going to give the edge to Capo with that round.
Look through the replay here. These two guys back and forth on the feet and on the ground, Jamie.
Those uppercuts, I mean, he was hurt. I mean, he was really hurt with those uppercuts. Those uppercuts did not feel good, but the takedowns and the wrestling of Joe was what ended up winning him that round, I think. I give that round to Joe.
Very close. Both outstanding fighters. See the blood there coming out of Gigliotti's nose as they trade more blows.
You know, one thing about both these guys, they're going to be in shape. You know, both of them come from a strong wrestling background. They're at good gyms. They're going to be in shape. Let's go.
Round number two coming up. Joe Gigliotti, Raylen Davis, the welterweight championship on the line. As you look at Davis getting some last-minute instructions from his corner.
Oh, Master Trevor Lally in there. I wonder what the fight professor had to say about this. That round was back and forth. Hopefully told Raylen to relax, pick his shots, work behind his jab a little bit more, and let's not get into the wrestling match.
And on the other side, Aaron Simpson doing a great job as the head coach at Power MMA and Fitness.
And look, he's quite the mat boy too. Cleaning up the mats. Man of many talents, I guess. Oh, Aaron Simpson over there. Both these guys came to fight, man. This is great. Raylen's looking relaxed. You notice his stance. He's a little bit taller. So he's probably going to be looking to do a little bit more striking, a little less wrestling here. He needs to get that jab going. I mean, the key to Raylen's victory right now is getting that jab going and trying to land that hard right uppercut that he likes so much.
Gigliotti is very aware of that now after being hit a few times in round one. He hadn't been tested like this too many times in his career. Last time had a win over Kirk Washington, who was heavier than he was, finished with the ground and pound. Davis quicker, and Gigliotti right there with him, matching power, Jamie, up against that cage.
I mean, just the size. I mean, just having him 10 pounds heavier makes such a huge difference. Makes such a huge difference. I mean, trying to push all that weight, move that big body around. I don't think this fight would be the same or as competitive had Joe made weight yesterday. I don't think it would be as competitive. But this is a back-and-forth battle. I mean, this is for the welterweight title here.
These two gyms, for those of you watching outside of Arizona, what, about maybe 8 miles, if that? Between 5 and 8 miles apart?
About 8 miles. We got Power that's in Gilbert. We got Arizona Combat Sports, which is in Tempe. But Trevor built all those fighters over at Power. The guys that opened the gym, he built them from the ground up.
Vader, CB, Aaron.
So that's where the bad blood kind of comes from. Trevor has a little bit of animosity for them leaving his gym, is opening his own thing, only 8 miles away. But you see Gigliotti just pushing that big body up against the cage. Raylen looking for some trading uppercuts.
That cut opened up again, and it won't stop Gigliott's nose. But that was a nice little uppercut from Joe there.
There's a nice
Fighting
uppercut.
in the clinch.
They just keep trading uppercuts. Raylen needs to get off the cage. I mean, he needs to stop wrestling this guy, get off the cage. Oh, he tried hipping it up on top.
Joe's got cardio for days, as does Davis, but Gigliotti appearing to wear Davis down now.
I'm telling you right now, it's that weight difference. That 10 pounds makes such a huge. He probably cut down to make 180. I mean, Joe could be easily 200 pounds today. Walk into the cage, where Raylen's probably more like 185. No, it's not uncommon for people to put on 15, 20 pounds in 24 hours. You know, they get IV'd. You drink a gallon of water. I mean, the gallon of water is 8 pounds itself. You get a couple IV bags in you, a couple liters. I mean, there's another 6 pounds right there. So, I mean, there's quite a weight difference in this cage right now.
Gigliotti showing that right now with the grappling and wrestling, just overbearing Davis. Now gets that arm locked around the head. Looking to open him up for some shots to the body.
Raylen needs to get up here. I mean, got half guard position. He's kind of pressed up against the cage. He needs to stop eating these shots. He needs up. He may eat a couple while trying to get up, but what he needs to actually do is kind of go to all fours, get to like an all-four type position, and just use the cage to get up. I mean, he's going to eat some shots in the process, but it's better than sitting on the mat and just eating shots nonstop without being offensive.
Gigliotti continuing from that top position as we approach the minute-and-a-half mark of round number 2. Those body shots hurt.
Yeah, body shots can suck the life out of you. I mean, headshots are great, but people don't understand. Body shots pay dividends. They add up over the fight. They really add up. And going into the third round, Raylen's not going to have as much energy or spring in his legs. He will lose his explosiveness. Raylen needs to stand up. He needs to get the hand control and stand up. Just a basic high school wrestling, college wrestling stand-up. What he's doing right now.
Gigliotti dominating this round, landing a lot of shots. Davis really powerless to stop him right now. And Gigliotti taking him right back down. Makes you wonder how much longer Raylen Davis can withstand this.
He's got 1 minute. He needs to make something happen. He needs to get off this mat. He needs to get off this mat, turn, and he needs to fight. I mean, Gigliotti is obviously just the bigger, stronger guy here. I mean, I feel like technically they're both just as good, if not evened up, but he's just a bigger body. And it's just wearing Raylen out. I think Raylen maybe came out a little bit too fast and furious in that first round. But you can argue Raylen got the first round. Gigliotti obviously dominating this round.
Looking for the finish toward the end of round number 2. He might get it here. Gigliotti very aggressive with assault on Davis. 10-second round.
Raylen just surviving here. He's grabbing onto that single leg, just surviving. We're going to see a third round here, Jim.
What a performance in round 2. Capo Gigliotti, who looks exhausted in the cage. This one is going to the third and
Raylen's
championship
hurt.
round. Raylen Davis is really hurt.
Raylen's
Gigliotti's really worn out though.
Raylen's hurt. He needs to buck up. I think when he was defending that takedown the first round, we saw his knee kind of twist weird. He very, very well could have blown MCL, ACL doing that. I mean, his knee completely buckled backwards. But you see the guys training uppercuts here, and just Joe just being relentless, just pushing that big body on Raylen, getting that takedown. What a tough fight. Tough fight. You can argue Raylen won the first round, Joe won the second round. I mean, this third round could tell the difference. This third round could be the fight right here. Whoever wins this round could very well win the fight.
There's Raylen Davis right there. Needs to use that quickness. Try to stay on the feet, get some shots in on Gigliotti, who dominated that second round on the ground. As we head to the championship round, Rage in the cage, 174, the welterweight strap on the line. Gigliotti on your left, Davis on your right. Here they come.
Raylen's really favoring that right leg. You see his stance. It's changed. His springy. He's not as low as he was in that first round. I think we have some issues with that back knee. We'll see. Raylen needs to get something going here. He's got to win this round. If he expects to win the fight, he's got to win the round.
Good left body. Try to pick him apart a little bit on the feet here. Two great fighters and athletes.
Extremely well-rounded athletes coming in here. This is the first fight that could go the distance. But we kind of expected this. With guys this evenly matched, we knew that we were going to see a dogfight here. That's why all the fighters wanted to watch this fight. That's why this was the fight that everybody was excited for. This is pretty much the king of the welterweight division here. Two tough guys. But like I said, Joe didn't make weight, so you got to give it up to Raylen for still taking the fight, even though Joe didn't make weight. He missed it by 10 pounds. Which for me, being a fighter, if a guy misses weight by 10 pounds, that's ridiculous. That's like disrespectful. But Raylen's a true competitor. He wanted the fight. He still wants to see who's the king of the streets here in Arizona, and he got himself a fight here.
Look at this, Gigliotti looking for the double leg right there. Davis defending it pretty well. Joe Gigliotti continuing to try to wear down Raylen Davis, who has done a good job keeping it on the feet here in round number 3. About 3 minutes remaining in this fight. Very close round number 1, and Gigliotti dominated round number 2 with the championship on the line here at Celebrity Theater in Phoenix and around the world on Go Fight Live.
We've seen this position 100 times tonight. Those uppercuts. Oh man.
Oh, Davis hurt Gigliotti there a little bit.
Yeah. When you look to throw those big punches, you're more susceptible to getting taken down.
And now his head is a target again.
Raylen's has got to get up. Raylen's has got to get up. He's got to push off the mat, use those hands, and get up. This is where the size advantage here. Now, the mats are slippery. You saw Raylen's foot just completely slip. Little wet, little sweaty. That stuff happens even at the highest level. You start getting those mats all wet and slippery. People can fall down, but Raylen needs to make something happen. He's got to make something happen here.
Gigliotti grinding his way. He looks like Ryan Bader or Aaron Simpson the way he fights, or CB Dalloway in there. Very similar style to how those guys win their fights, by grinding and just continuing to relentlessly go for takedowns and put pressure from the top position on the ground.
Yeah, but unlike those guys, he didn't make weight. Those guys make weight every time. Those guys
are